So I hear that we're rolling. I'm Garrett. This is Pace Magazine. Let's talk about video games again. We recently posted our list of the 10 best video games of the year. Well, actually, it's a list of the 30 best video games of the year, but that would be way too long of a video, so I'm only going to touch on the top 10. This is based on conversations I had with my assistant games editor, Holly Green, as well as a handful of our regular writers from the last year, like Dia Lucina and Cameron Kunzelman and Natalie Flores and Dante Douglas and Cole Henry. Some of these games I personally haven't played. I trust my people that much that if they really vouch for a game, it'll make this top 10 list. I'm not that dictatorial of an editor. So let's go ahead and run down this list real fast. And I've got my phone in front of me because I don't remember it off the top of my head. I mean, I edited this thing 12 whole days ago. What do you expect of me? Come on. Number 10, Pathologic 2. I haven't played this, but according to the blurb here, it is not a game that wants you to die. It cautions you against dying too much, but then you're going to still die a lot, apparently. And that's, I guess, the challenge of that game is to not die, which seems like a pretty basic challenge for video games. Number 9. This is a Holly pick for sure. It's called Heaven's Vault. It's a sci-fi adventure starring a young historian named Aaliyah. I remember editing the review of this one months ago. I don't know if it's a point-and-click adventure game, but it seems like it might be. It's some sort of game where you're an archaeologist, and you're, investigating something. It turns into puzzles. That sounds very Tomb Raider-y, but it doesn't look Tomb Raider-y at all. That's called Heaven's Vault. And I hear it's really good. It almost makes you feel like a real archaeologist, Holly wrote. Number 8, this is one of my picks, and also Holly, she liked it too. It's called What the Golf, and it's on Apple Arcade. This is that golf game that is basically just a bunch of absurd pranks that are loosely golf adjacent. Like you're going to go ahead and pull the button back, and you think you're going to go ahead and hit the ball, but instead your little golfer man goes flying down the green. A lot of cats you got to knock over, some vehicles that you'll sometimes drive around. Sometimes you'll be playing like Super Mario and as a golf. I don't know. It's really fun. Number 7 is Fire Emblem Three Houses. This is Nintendo's latest the strategy game / social sim where you got to date all the people and then murder all the other people. This thing takes forever to play. I played like dozens of hours of it and didn't finish it, but I greatly enjoyed the dozens of hours that I did play. And I think that if you have a Switch and you enjoy either dating or murdering, you would probably like it too. Number 6 is Disco Elysium, a gloriously complex isometric RPG. This is one of Holly's top games of the year. I actually am not that familiar with it. It takes its cues from classics like Fallout or Wasteland, according to the blurb right here. It's from what I've read, it's a very well written, a very smart role-playing game that is very classically oriented in terms of feeling like something that could have existed 20 years ago. It's something that I hope to play at some point. But number 5 is Telling Lies. This is the latest game from Sam Barlow, the fella behind Her Story a few years ago. Like Her Story, this is an FMV game with lots of first-person conversations. Unlike Her Story, these actresses and actors are somewhat recognizable, like Carrie Bish, maybe Bechet from Halt and Catch Fire is one of them, and Logan Marshall Green. Anyway, this is... As Cameron wrote, it takes the database exploration of Her Story and doubles down by asking you to not only solve a mystery, but also to disentangle what is the truth, what is a lie, and then to determine where each of these lies exists in a hierarchy of morality. It's a game that actually has something behind it more than just gameplay. It is sort of thoughtful, intellectual, deep, maybe. Oh, sorry. Gotta take this. Yeah, hey, how's it going? I'm in the middle of shooting a video, so can I call you back in a little bit? Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, I love you. I'll talk to you soon, okay? Bye. Sorry about that. Number 4 is Baba Is You. This is a great puzzle game let's see here. It's a wonderful exercise in critical thinking and problem solving. So it gives you a bunch of rules involving words where it's like, oh, hey, this symbol equals this. and you can sort of move the things around to change the physical rules of each puzzle, and that's how you solve the puzzle. It can get incredibly tricky and confusing. This is one of the most brilliant puzzle games in years, and I'm a huge fan of it. Number 3 is A Plague Tale: Innocence, aka the Rat game, aka the Rat Pope game. This is a game about the rats, where you're a brother and you're a young woman and her brother living in France during one of the plagues, the bubonic plagues during the 100 Years' War, and basically it's you trying to survive on the run from both the English and the rats, and eventually the Rat Pope. It has a lot of weird twists and turns, but it is an unusually delicate story. Like, when I say delicate, I mean in terms of how it's told by a video game. It never gets too loud or ostentatious, and although it's patently ridiculous with columns of rats erupting from the bottom of the ground, the characters still act kind of like real people and not like video game characters or like superhumans or anything like that. Number 2 is Outer Wilds, a big fan of this game. It has elements of No Man's Sky in terms of traveling from planet to planet, elements of Majora's Mask in terms of a constant time loop that resets when you die or after a certain period of time comes up. But it's set in one of the most, I would say, well-created, well thought out universes in a game in recent memory. The alien race that you're a part of, it has like I don't want to make you think that lore is a crucial aspect of the game, but it does have sort of a history to it that you'll learn over the course of the game, and it's a very well-written and interesting history. It is a tender game, and I like those. It makes you feel things. And number 1 is Control, which is the latest game from Remedy. This is, as I wrote, a game that works hard to unite the mysterious and the mundane. Basically, take Twin Peaks, take X-Files, take any boring office job you've ever had in your life, throw it all together with your hero, Jesse Faden, wandering through this massive brutalist office building from the 60s that gradually becomes more and more esoteric, twisting and contorting itself around itself. While you're unraveling this mystery of this unknowable board of directors, which seems like some sort of cross between an alien invader and some Lovecraftian elder god with its own impenetrable speech patterns. Basically, it sort of takes everything that Remedy over the last 15 years or so has been working towards with games like Alan Wake and I forget their last game, but it was a good one. Quantum Break. That's it. It rhymes even. Alan Wake and Quantum Break. Cool. So it kind of takes things that the Remedy has been working on for a while now, and I feel like it successfully takes them in extrapolates them into new directions that are rare, not just for them, but also for games. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but hey, I'm just sort of rambling off the top of my head here. That's what we do around here at Paste. We just hit record on the camera and we just pull the strings on our backs and let us go. So hey, these are the 10 best games of 2019. You can find the full list of 30 on the website. If you go to the website, pastemagazine.com, my name is Garrett. Thank you.